magnificent body to do the amazing things that it's capable of doing, we self heal. Welcome, welcome. We are back in the building. Building. Um, man, this weather. I don't.
It's hot.
Well,
It's hot. It's hot.
you know what? We people that aren't from here or haven't spent a great deal of time here, they came out here complain. They're constantly complaining. There was too much rain, too cloudy. What's the weather gonna do? It's chilly one day,
That
warm the
bipolar
next
weather.
day. I told them, I said, enjoy this while it lasts. It's over.
You don't hear me complaining about this
Look,
because I am the
Oh,
she
look
had
at
to,
it. Look
she
at it.
had to go. She had to go there. Like, ain't it too early in the show for that? Ain't it?
embrace the fire, become the fire.
That sounds like a movie quote. Is that a movie quote? That's a movie
No, it's
quote.
all me.
I told somebody the other day I've lived in 30 of the 50 states, including Puerto Rico. And by far, when you talk about the South, when you talk about the Midwest, when you talk about the East Coast, that heat is on a whole nother level.
Oh yeah. Oh.
It's like a sauna.
Mm.
It's a sauna. I can't function in heat that I'm stuck to stuff. Like you take a shower and as soon as you get out of the shower, you feel like you want to stay in the shower.
Right.
Because when you get out, you're stuck to your clothes. Then they have bugs and man, look,
Or dry heat.
give me this dry heat.
Oh yeah, I take the dry heat any day. Man.
Look,
Oh yeah.
115, and I can say this because I've lived all over the place. 115, 120 is the Midwest and down south 90 degrees. Because when it's 90 degrees in Chicago, you get warnings to stay inside. Yeah. You get warnings to stay inside because literally it's suffocating. It's like somebody putting a towel over your face and just running water through the towel. And I don't want to give anybody any ideas, but that's a form of torture.
So why do we get like out here? We get heat advisory when it's like
20.
like 115, 113.
Well,
It's like
Well, the heat advisory out here is because it's such an active state. They give you heat advisories because they know that a lot of people do a lot of outdoor activities. And so they want them to be aware that the heat is probably, during a certain time of the month is high. So, whenever white people decide they want to go hiking and it's 139,000 degrees,
There's a lot
and
of
then
that.
we hear about at night that they come up missing. I ain't never heard, I've been here since 94, 95. I ain't heard one black person that decided they want to go hiking in 139,000 degrees.
you're not gonna hear.
It's always the white people. And they go by themselves. What was you thinking? And they take a cup of water with them.
Come on.
A cup for a 2-hour hike. Are you serious?
Come on, man.
Look, black people taking their kids, even if they kids don't hike, boy, stay down at the bottom of this mountain with all of this water we got you with. We might need it. Stay by your phone because I might call you to come up and bring me some water. We prepared. First of all, it's got to be a life or death situation that where we in the heat during the middle of the day. Black people ain't coming out in the middle of the day unless they going to pick up some money.
Some money or some food?
Some money or some food. Like,
It's that.
if you ask somebody black to come pick you up in the heat of the day in Arizona summer, first question they going to ask you is why? Why do I need to come pick you up right now? Can they wait till 7? You couldn't have called me at 8 o'clock in the morning when it was 100.
Wait until the sun goes down.
What?
Then I'll be there.
White people have pool parties. They get drunk in some of the worst. I'm not even a drinker, but common sense tell me if I consume a great amount of alcohol and I go outside in 139,000 degrees, there's nothing good that's gonna come out of that. Nothing.
Yeah.
You can't tell them that, no. I done been there though. I done been to the pool party. I'm under the shade though. I'm under that umbrella though. Like yeah,
And that's the thing though. Why is it that the first thing we look for is shade?
What?
Wherever we go, that's the first thing we look for.
Man, I've had people ask me, "Hey, I'm laying out today. You want to come hang out?" Why? We ain't doing nothing in common. You are trying to get like me.
Mhm.
I can't get any darker. If I get any darker, I'm gonna invent a new race. I'm good. But that just goes to show they want to be like us. We've digressed. Come on.
Yeah.
So today's topic is, I'm kind of excited about it because we've had an alarming amount of deaths due to.
That's not the way to start. I'm excited about it because we've had a lot of deaths. You're excited about this topic.
Yeah, I'm excited about the topic because we need to talk about it because we've had an alarm. Dang, she on one today. Like she is alert. Usually I gotta be like, Christy, wake up. She's on. Are you excited about death? Good catch, Christy.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about talking about and bringing awareness to the silent things that are killing us in today's society, and it can be easily remedied. We're talking about your health from the inside out. We're not going to be on here today giving you no meal plans or telling you what exercise to do. Chris, I won't. Christy might tell you to put your butt in the air and hang upside down next to an oak tree with ashes burning underneath you. Something crazy, but I'm going to leave that part of it up to her. But we are having an alarming amount of deaths due to bad health. One of the biggest, and I know we have different names for them because this leads to a lot of different medical issues. It's stress. Stress is the number one cause of things like obesity, mental health. We can even contribute it to cancer, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, heart disease. All of these things, and the reason why I say it contributes to all of these things is because when we talk about obesity, a lot of times obesity is triggered by how we respond to certain things. And a lot of people, when they are going through stressful situations, they have a tendency to want to eat. Stress drives people to consume food, to consume alcohol, to consume drugs. My advice is simple when it comes to stress. Take those things out of your life that cause you the most stress. You're not going to get away from stress altogether because life in general.
Get rid of it. You have to change your perception on it.
Yeah.
Because there's something children cause us stress. Can we just get rid of our children? No, but we have to learn.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. There is a way, right?
Yeah, we can.
We have to
Let me call my people down at the border. We know how to get rid of them. Yeah.
We have to change our perception on the situation.
We can't get rid of them, but we can make them somebody else's problem.
No,
We'll go check on them.
your problem. You brought them into this world.
Lord, we'll go check on them, make sure they good.
Yeah. Yeah, I check
Yeah,
on you.
we'll
How you
check on-
doing? You doing all right? Okay, cool.
No,
Talk
but-
to you later.
But that is true, though. It's like there's so many things that we can do to relieve stress. Like your stress should be very minimal, because even the things that we deem as okay stress is things that are typically out of our control. So why stress about it? And those are the things that people's like, I have enough stress. I shouldn't have to deal with this. No, you shouldn't have any stress. Because, like you said, if you change your mentality and the way you think about things, and it's as simple as this: I'm not going to stress about things that I can't change. It does you no good. It makes no sense stressing about stuff that's out of your control. You don't determine what the outcome of that thing, good or bad, is. So why stress about it? The easiest thing is to remove the things, people, and places in your life that cause you stress. I don't know why we feel like we have an overwhelming responsibility to keep things, people, and places in our lives that cause us stress. Do you know, Chris? Why do we feel
Become
so
our
devout
attachment.
to
Because
that?
we develop an attachment to people and places and things that we can't let go.
Look,
It's an attachment.
Let
Which
me-
is why in yoga, the number one thing we focus on is let go, let go. Let go of all attachment.
it makes sense. It makes sense. Um, and she brings up another valuable point. There's so many different outlets that you have available to relieve stress. Even if you can't afford to get to a yoga class, with the advent of YouTube, you can go on there. Everybody and their mama do yoga. We need to check these certifications. Do y'all have like a blue dot or some kind of seal that signifies you really yoga certified?
There's so
Because there's some
many-
people that ain't even got high school diplomas, but they certified in yoga.
Right.
Come on.
There's so many, like literally on every corner. Every yoga studio has a certification. That's why, like, I've been through like 5 different yoga certifications because I wanted to learn different types of yoga. I've done acro yoga, I've done hatha yoga, I've done kundalini yoga. Like, I have so many different certificates in different
Yeah.
styles because each one practices or focuses on something different. But one thing I really want to bring attention to, not even it's to focus on your energy. That is the number one thing. We spend so much time and energy giving gratitude for the outsources of energy, like the food. Like whenever you say, oh, you need energy, drink this, eat this, this will give you energy.
Yeah.
These foods. What about the energy source that we have within us that nobody talks about?
Yeah.
Not on the west, and not in the west at least. In the east, you call it chi, you call it shakti. Here you can call it spirit. We have an unlimited source of energy within us that nobody talks about. And if you pay attention to that energy throughout the day, you'll notice when you're out of balance. So we have these chakras in yoga, we call them chakras. They're energy wheels within us. And the biggest one is our heart center, our heart chakra, that we're opening and closing unconsciously throughout the day. Once you become aware of it, you'll realize when you're shutting it. So you can consciously work on opening it. It's easier said than done, but when you have those recognitions,
Take your time, Floyd. Take your time, Floyd. Floyd would have kept going like it was a real word.
Wait a second.
And then when you ask him what you say, he'll say it again to confirm that it's a real word when it's not.
I made it up, okay?
There it
It's a
is.
word now. But think about this. When you fall in love or when you're excited about something, you don't want to eat, you don't want to drink, you're just so excited, you want to keep doing what you're doing and focusing on what you're focused on or falling in love with that person you're falling in love with. You have an unlimited amount of energy that you're not even paying attention to. Think about in the reverse. If someone breaks up with you, said, it doesn't mean you gotta keep the
there's a
boxes all
release.
over.
There's a release within your body. It's a medical term that when you get excited, it releases
Dopamine,
dopamine.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
a serotonin, dopamine, you release chemicals. Your body is releasing these chemicals.
So
it's
we
also-
really, when you, not to cut you off, when you really said we have all of the stuff within us that we don't need to go buy stuff off of the shelf to drink or eat.
Correct.
It literally is within us, our bodies, and this is what it bothers me whenever we're dealing with anything from the outside environment as it pertains to our health. We're so quick to run to a pharmacy.
Mhm.
We're so quick to run to medical doctors, and we're so quick when if we would just allow our bodies to do what magnificency.
See, there you go.
Magnificent.
There you go. There you go.
Payback for this.
You know what I'm talking
Right.
about. If we allow this magnificent body to do the amazing things that it's capable of doing, we self heal. Like, but
Our
once
bodies
you
are created. for it.
yes, so once you start adding medicines and doing all these different things, now your body becomes, it doesn't know to release those things and to take over because they've been pushed to the back because you allowed so much stuff that you put inside your body to do the things that your body naturally does. So yeah.
Interesting little fact. Because everybody thinks you need to, when you're sick, eat lots of, drink water and eat lots of food. You need that to replenish your body. And in fact, if you do a fast, within 24 hours of fasting is not eating, it's just drinking water, your body starts creating stem cells within its gut and healing itself. So those stem cells that can go to any part of your body and heal any cell in your body, it can make bones, it can make stem cells, or what makes it created from stem cells. Your body starts producing those after 24 hours of fasting. So we have the ability to heal ourselves, but we're constantly just consume, instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to allow my body to heal itself.
Yeah. So that's why, like, during COVID, a lot of people know that I was the biggest anarchist when it came to COVID. Like, you can look at my social media, and I didn't give a rat's ass who you were. You weren't convincing me to get no shot. I never wore a mask. I just, no. Like, when we got deployed in the military, I can't tell you how many shots we took. That alone made me not want to ever get another shot in my life. And honestly, I've had blood drawn, but I ain't had a shot since 93. Since 93. You're not putting anything in my body that my body self-produces. I know me. I know me better than you know me.
So they also did a study on children who've had all these vaccines in their body and children who haven't had any vaccines. And they were actually better off fighting off disease, fighting off viruses than the group of kids that have had this overload of vaccines.
It makes sense. It makes total sense. Like, and during that time period, I didn't knock people who chose to get the shot and do all that stuff. It's because the fear that was put on us, and it carried over. Even if you didn't have your own self fear, there was a fear that you had of people that had low or struggling immune systems, which a lot of that was the older people in our families. I understood that.
I think it's
I don't agree with it, but I understood it.
A shame the amount of people that were forced to get certain vaccines.
I was going to say, yeah.
Speak on it. Certain ones,
Speak on it.
Because their own families wouldn't let them come see their kids.
Girl, you took the words out of my mouth.
Unless they would get a vaccine. And so they felt in order to see their new grandbaby, I know so many people that got it because they wanted to see their grandchildren.
Oh.
And I'm just like,
Two sides to that. Go ahead.
Why force someone who doesn't believe in something just because your thought process is you need to have it? You should never force somebody to do something that they don't believe in. If their gut is telling them no, then they should listen.
Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. Hell, the people that designed this stuff and ultimately was giving us the information, they couldn't make up their mind what was causing it and what was the repercussions or what was the effect. So I was so angry when I would hear about families that hadn't seen each other in a year or two, and family members that were told by their parents and different people that, you know, in order for you to come to see your nieces, your nephews, your grandkids, and all of these different things, that you needed to show us that you had got the vaccine. I was so irate. I wish my kids would have told me that in order to see them or my grandkids, which at the time, the youngest wasn't born yet. And the oldest two, I think, were like 9 and 5. If they would have told me that, I'd be like, look, I'll bring their high school graduation present when I see you next. Like, seriously. And you had these dumbass people walking around with t-shirt masks on. Like, how you gonna wear a mask that say freaking Gucci and all of these, like?
Well, if you're gonna wear one, you might as well be in style.
Well, I mean, look, if I'm gonna wear a mask, you're absolutely right. I'm not gonna wear anything that's horrendous or this, that. But the purpose of it, like, I just, you know, to each his own. But I think we finally saw a year or two after all of that was over and done with how much of a farce it was and how much we were led astray and all that stuff wasn't true and all of these different things. Don't get me wrong, COVID existed. How it came about was totally, like, misleading, and a lot of truths weren't told. But even worse in how we handled it was just absolutely ridiculous to me, especially when there was a sitting president that told you years before that we would have a pandemic and had a book that was the guideline of how to handle the pandemic. Then you have an incoming president that decided he wanted to throw the book out, all of the procedures out, and tell us he got this. But all in all, and I'm gonna let you get back to your point. All in all, I always say this: everything happens for a reason. What we got out of COVID progressed us so much. We learned so much from COVID. I think we might have gained 10 years. Because, you know, for me, looking at our historical progression, I felt like there were certain things in our recent history that set us back years. That set us back years, both from the Black perspective and just from a human perspective. COVID actually gave us, maybe, if I had to put it in terms of numbers, if we lost 10 years, COVID gave us back 5. Because it opened our eyes to a lot of things that that we may have been shut down about, a lot of it has to do with our government. We started asking those difficult questions about our government that we never asked. We started seeing our government and its entities for what they really were, for what they really are. So now our government can't just come on TV or come on the media outlets and just tell us nothing. We gonna ask them questions now.
I think it also has to do with the energetic field that we're living in. The Earth has done this shift that is actually raising our consciousness, and people in power have to try to instill fear in us because fear dumbs us down.
Oh yeah,
So
control
that's
mechanism.
what the pandemic is: create fear so that they won't be aware of the energy that is raising.
Yeah, and it's always every leader that end up being ineffective has led by fear. Because if you can get someone to fear you, you can actually have them over here controlling them and doing something completely different over here.
Right.
Because no matter what you do over here, they're going to focus on this because you have their attention. You're leading them by fear. So now, whatever you tell them, they're going to follow it. They're going to go with it because they're afraid. And fear is so contagious, especially when you talk about running rampant through families. And to get back on the subject of how it progressed us, even with you and what you do, and this is just me from the outside looking in, a lot of what you talk about and what you believe wasn't so believable.
Oh, I was crazy.
Like,
Growing
yeah.
up, all of my family and friends look at me like, she's so odd. Like, I was a crazy one. Talking about this stuff is completely crazy. Made no sense. Now I have family coming up to me like, okay, talk some more.
Was Coco a critic of yours?
Oh, probably the biggest.
I can see her telling the family, look, don't say nothing to Christy.
Don't say that in public.
Don't say nothing to Christy. You know she's gonna go overboard and she's gonna pull out them damn rocks and start lining them up on the table. She's gonna want to have a seance and all this other. Do not tell Christy. Keep it from Christy.
On her show, she's like, okay, Christy, you don't need to say that. You sound a little crazy.
As soon as we said that, I was like, I can see Coco like.
But now she's like totally embraced it and things.
Yeah, I see some of her posts and some things she says. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love it because people are finding that they're seeing the real reason behind things and finding other ways to think of things and other ways to put energy and receive energy, and just really becoming understanding of energies. I tell people now, and I've always been like this, but I'm more vocal about it. You may look a certain kind of way that will be the initial attraction, but when we have a conversation and I'm around you, your energy is what's going to keep me around you. Like if our energies don't match, our energies don't have to be here, but our energies have to match. Like if our energies don't match, I don't care what you have, what you look like. That's not for me.
Well, what we do when we're in a room with other beings is we give that person the opportunity to match our frequency. So you have a positive person come in the room, they have positive energy around them. You give everyone else in the room a chance to match that energy and become positive also.
Yeah.
Then you have the negative. It goes both ways. So you have that choice. Do I want to match that energy, or do I want to decide that it's not for me? So if a person is being negative and there's a person that's being positive, and you'll notice naturally they'll go away from each other. They won't want to be in a room with each other and have a conversation because their energies are not willing to match on either side.
Heads.
On either side.
And we just want to give a disclaimer because I see it on social media, and I think they talking about matching energies in a different kind of way. But we're not telling nobody put their hands on nobody, matching their conflict energy. We are literally talking about energy. We don't want you coming face to face with nobody because they may be confrontational. Just understand if somebody is giving off that kind of vibe, that means that you need to go your opposite way. But
Do you ever notice you can be in a room and there's like the same people that will like always fight? It's like never like how come I've never been in a fight like that? Like
yeah,
I don't attract that energy, but it's always the same person that's drawing that energy towards them. If there's someone else that wants to match their energy, they're going to be drawn to them.
and usually, correct me if I'm wrong. People that have bad energy or energy that's not conducive to people wanting to be around them, it like right off. Like I've been around those people like to where other people feel as soon as they walk in the room, it's like, oh shit, here comes so and so, and they don't say nothing. It's just when they walk in the room, the energy levels just drop.
Uh-huh.
So for people that are just starting to understand the whole energy and frequency thing, if say like if they're dating, and is there conversations or things that you can do to kind of see if you, because the thing about it is I'm in tune with my energy, so that there's nothing needs to be spoken. Same with you. Like somebody can walk in this room and you will be able to tell. Not everybody's on that level. So what are some things that people can do to kind of understand a person if I'm interested in somebody?
Well, I think now with social media, and most people don't meet in person anymore, they're meeting online.
Exactly.
Right? So
Exactly.
you think you like someone because you like the way they look. And really, you just want to get in bed with them. Like, let's be honest. It's not that your energies are matching. You just like the way that person looks. So I'd say spend more time talking to that person because you might be attracted to the way they look and not their energy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to last. You need to spend more time getting to know each other, having conversations, and feeling that energy and listening to yourself because we don't listen to those red flags. We don't.
Yeah. I think what you said is really, really, really true because we live in a day and time where it's all about the next shiny thing. And that's what our focus is really on is like what's getting the most attention, what I can do to stand out. And so I think that's why the physical attraction to not only people but things has us to where we're blinded by the energy and the frequency. And not saying that I understand it, but there is a level of understanding why people are like that because we get to when you've gone through certain things in your life, when you get to a certain age, there's certain things that you saw yourself doing at a certain age.
Yeah.
And when you don't accomplish those things or you're not with that particular person that you saw yourself with, those kind of things will have you overlook the energies and frequencies because it looks good, it smells good, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. and
Looks
so
good and smells good, huh?
out of all that conversation, y'all pick those two things out.
That's what you said. Repeating your words.
I can't with y'all. But those are some of the things that we would have a tendency to overlook, paying attention to people's frequencies and energies.
And also, when you're dating someone, we don't want to notice the shift in our energy. Like,
did you say shit?
The shift.
Oh,
in our shit, the shit in our energy. That can work too.
Yeah.
Sometimes we got shit in our energy. We need to
Yeah.
shake it off. But when people are dating, sometimes like I had this happen to me where I was dating someone, and every time that person would come over, I'd feel this shift in my energy. I'm like, what is this? It's not good. I don't like this feeling. I don't like the shift that I'm having. I don't know if it's matching the energy of the person that I'm with, and maybe it's their energy at that moment, but I didn't like that happening. But we don't pay attention to those shifts. So when you are in a room by yourself or you're just being your natural self and somebody walks into the room and they're able to change your energy or shift your energy, you need to pay attention to that.
What do
Is
you
it for the
recommend?
better or is it for the worse?
Okay, that brings up another question. What do you do in a situation like that? Because you wouldn't tell somebody to just leave the room. What would you say if you're in the room and somebody walks in and you notice an energy shift? What do you recommend people do to kind of get that back, to get back on track with your energy? Avoid that person, or what? What do you
What
say?
I've done is try to talk to that person, see what's going on emotionally with them, because maybe they don't realize that they're in this space, and maybe they don't want to be in that space. Maybe my energy can match my energy and pull them out of that space.
So it could be just a conversation.
It can be conversation.
Yeah.
You don't have to completely remove yourself because you might be able to help that person. To have a conversation, if it continues to happen over and over again, you have to protect yourself and then distance yourself. To say when you realize that that's happening, I need space. I'm going to go to the other room, and this is why it'll be better later. But if it doesn't get better, you have to.
Okay. Now we know. Floyd, you got anything you want to add to it?
Oh, good.
This was I was kind of unsure. I knew I wanted to do the topic. I just was really unsure of the approach because I knew it was such a broad topic. But I knew the things that we brought to the table with my background in fitness and her background in yoga and different things, and just your background in life in general, having kids and all of this, all of these different things. With us meshing that together, I wasn't worried about us being able to come up with some conversations. But that leads me to the next thing. Let me finish this off.
Does Floyd want to add anything to this?
That's what I just asked. You don't want to add nothing?
No. I want to hear the next.
So we're going to close this one out. We're not going to close it out, but we're going to make like a slight shift. But the purpose is, man, is first, I get you would really need to understand and get in tune with your energy before you can determine anyone else's energy. And that could be something as simple as doing an inventory of what's going on in your life, finding things that bring you peace, that bring you calmness, and really kind of diving into those things and having those things be daily activities and things that you practice on a daily basis. The stress part of it is just, it's simple. List the things in your life that cause you the most stress and get rid of it. Get rid of it. It doesn't mean get rid of it from the standpoint to where you throw it out. Get rid of it because there's aspects about a specific thing that brings you stress. A lot of times it's not the totality of the thing. If you go to a job and your boss stresses you the hell out, it may be time to sit down and have a conversation with your boss, like, why are we constantly butting heads, or what is it about me that you don't like? Those type of getting rid of the stress. Because my mom always told me, when it comes to jobs, I've never let a job mistreat me, ever. I don't care what the pay is. My mom always told me, just like you find that job, you can find another one. And I understand the abilities and what I bring to the table, so that's why I have the confidence to know that I will never let a 9-to-5 mistreat me to the point to where it makes me feel less than a person. Ever. So that's why I say, get rid of it. It doesn't mean, just let it go. When it comes to health, we live in a society to where we want to sugarcoat things. We want to make everybody be comfortable with status quo. But the tie-in to the conversation about health is understanding when you're not being healthy and really diving into the truths. That's hard to find in today's society because we don't want to step on toes. We want to tell everybody what they want to hear. There's not enough. The real people in today's society are deemed, you know, you're rough around the edges, you're rude, or that's the labels that they put on people that are real, that have truthful conversations. They have a negative connotation with them. But I have been wanting to talk about this for a while, and I'm gonna preface it with this. This is not to degrade anybody. It's not to put anybody down. It's not to shame anyone at all. Because I fall into this. And that's the reason why I want to talk about it, because and I don't have any hang-ups to where, you have people that, I forgot what they call it, body dysmorphia. You have people that have body dysmorphia, to where I don't care how much they work out and how great the world views them, they constantly think they have flaws.
And that is bigger.
It is bigger, and we're going to talk about that on another day. But I think it all is encompassed in the pursuit of perfection. Society thinks that we need to be perfect, and there is no such thing. Well, and it that's not something that you were raised with. It's not something that you naturally have inside of you. That's when you go on social media and you see all these perfect people, and you see everybody loves these perfect people, and they talk about these perfect people. So you naturally want to be one of them perfect people. There is no such thing as a perfect person. You can be perfect for you and the people that love you.
I'm just going to say, there's people in this room right now. So we're talking about there's no such thing. We're all perfect, not imperfect.
And when I say we're not perfect, is we're what society deems as perfection. And so I'm trying to lower the bar and talk on a level of what actually isn't good, um, but what we also need to understand is you cannot use confidence and the fact that you want to show the world that you love you be an excuse for ignoring things that will ultimately kill you. And I know that was a little rough around the edges, but I wanted it to be an attention getter statement, because we have got to stop being comfortable with people being okay with leading themselves down a road of tragedy when it comes to their health. I love the fact that people have the confidence to do things that most people don't have the confidence to do. I love it. But if your confidence has you leading a unhealthy life that can ultimately end in your demise, you need to bring that confidence down a little bit. And the people that you have around you, if they aren't telling you you are doing unhealthy things, then you need to change your circle. And I preface by saying that because if I would have just came out and said what the subcaption of today's topic is, people would have took it the wrong way. So it is what not to wear.
What not to wear.
What not to wear. I know I'm gonna get fried and raked over the coals, but I don't give a damn. It has to be said. Men, we do not wear dresses. Period. We do not carry purses.
So what if you're from Scotland?
Period.
Wear like a kilt. People
Wear
from
the kilt.
Scotland
Wear the kilt. That ain't considered a dress. We don't wear dresses. We don't. It's been enough in our today's society where they've taken the masculinity out of the home and now we're searching for strong men to lead these young boys. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. It ain't popular, and I know people are going to disagree with it, but the road that we're on now is we are slowly killing off the masculine men because we're showing them that you can carry a person, wear a dress, and at the same time try to send across a masculine message to people that are watching you that is falling on deaf ears.
You're acting like this is done by design.
Oh, it definitely was. Oh, it definitely was.
Putting in our food,
oh, it definitely was.
Actually now growing breasts. It's all by design. It's trying to make our men more feminine.
That is a perfect interjection. Perfect interjection. And it's crazy because when you talk about the foods that we eat, you are spot on. The food that we eat, people are wondering why they are gaining weight in places that they probably haven't gained weight before. And it is largely due to all of this is tied in. Like, guys, ask these difficult questions because there's answers to everything and it's all tied in. It's another control mechanism. If they can take the masculine men out of the house, now we live in a day and age where our young men will depend on people that don't mean them good to tell them what a man should do and what a man should look like. But I wanted to say that, but what not to wear? We have some, I consider myself to be a bigger guy. And I myself can look in my closet. And there's some things I hate. First of all, I hate trying on stuff in a store. I would rather go through the hassle of buying it, going home, putting it on, and taking it right back.
There you go.
I absolutely hate trying on unless I got on some slip-ons and some shorts. If I got on like a whole pants and socks, and I'm not trying.
Dressing them and try it on.
No,
do I like the way this fits or not?
But that takes me to this. I have put on stuff at home to where I'm like, can't wear this. Not because of an image of what I feel like how people would view me. It just wasn't made for my body. I have big legs. I have big quads. Hold on.
That shirt you put on that came up to your chest up here.
Crop top.
Right. Okay, you want to wear that out?
If y'all ever catch me in a crop top or anything, I wear a double X. If you catch me in a large, call the police. I've been drugged. I've been led astray. Call somebody. That ain't me. That ain't me. And I say that we laugh and we joke, but it's really about understanding your health and your body. And I'm a believer that it's not a one size fits all. I think it's more about understanding your body and what looks good on you. I work out 6 days a week. I do jujitsu. I play ball maybe once a week. Um, I'm very health conscious. I don't eat fast food. Uh, but there are some things that I shouldn't have my ass in. Skinny jeans is one of
I still don't get into this thing. I don't
them.
want.
Bro,
I don't.
I've got calves,
These are big.
I've got quads, and I've got a small waist. For my size, I'm a 36 in my waist, and that's a small waist. And I could possibly pull them off by today's standards. I'm also 54 years old. I don't give a shit how good you look. There's some shit that has age restrictions on it. Skinny jeans, bro, if you buy jeans and you are of a thicker person and it says skinny on the tag, those are not for you. That means they're for skinny people. Skinny jeans are for skinny people.
But to them, they're skinny.
No, 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 no. And some of this, I blame them friends. And everybody know me. I'm a loving person. I'm a caring person. I always have your betterment at hand whenever we have conversations, whenever we do things.
Your betterment is that you don't want them to
If
be embarrassed.
you are with me or I come to your house and you are getting dressed and you put on something that doesn't accentuate the better parts of your body, oh, I'm saying something. I'm saying something. Women, I understand. Love yourself. I love that whole embodiment, the Me Too movement. I love all of that. Love yourself. But there's some shit that's unhealthy. Like, if you want to wear skinny jeans, get to the right size where you can wear skinny jeans. And it's that simple. If you want to wear shirts that have your back out, I probably shouldn't.
Hey, go there. Apologetic.
If you're gonna wear shirts that have your back out, I'll just say it like this: have a flat back. Just have a regular back.
Oh, and not the rolls.
I didn't say that. You said that. I didn't say that. And like I said, I prefaced it and said I'm not bashing anybody, but you have to understand that how you look is a representation of you. And it's not a matter of what people think about you. It's what you think about yourself. If you want to wear those things, put in the work that it takes to wear those things. Because if I try on something and I really love it, that's my motivation to get myself in shape. And it's not, you don't need to get in shape to where you walking across somebody's stage. Not that kind of shape. And I used to tell my clients all the time, do not look at a scale. Because this ain't about a number. It's about how good you feel in your clothes. That's the true testament of the work that you put in. I get it, but
I like the way they feel. They like that statement. How we're gonna bust out. I like it.
That whole stuff in
Kind of holds it together.
the ending of this message is, guys, take care of your health. That's really what it boils down to. We got to stop using the excuse where I love the way I look. If don't nobody else love me out there, that's not an excuse to allow yourself to have diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, and all of these things so you feel comfortable with wearing whatever you want to wear. You need to set a standard for yourself health wise because that will then translate into you being able to wear whatever you want to wear and at the same time look get good in it. Nobody is going to physically I mean there are some people that would come to you and tell you that you shouldn't have put that on, but have people talk about your health more so than what you look like wearing clothes. And if you focus on that, I just want people to be more health conscious and make more health conscious decisions. Um, and like I said, this isn't about shaming anybody. I just want people to live a healthier life and understand. Do your research on the food we eat. Christy alluded to it earlier. Is this is all a grand plan? The grand plan is to continue to have you pump dollars into the pharmaceutical and the medical fields, and them continue to make billions and trillions of dollars off of our health issues. We need to be more conscious of the things we eat, the things that we feed our kids, um, and all of that. I always say this: the life that we live isn't about us; it's about the people that's coming after us. And so I see it all the time. I see unhealthy parents take their kids out, and when I see what they eat and how they live unhealthy, it's like you're passing that on to generations after you. Like you are the parent, you have to set a healthy example. And like I said, it seems like you can't eat a burger every now and then, but don't make it a daily meal to where you're telling the kid, okay, if you do this, I'll take you to McDonald's. Exactly. Exactly. So we appreciate you guys. I know that I'm
skinny jeans, dresses,
yeah. Just we be careful about what you put on. Like we're gonna do a whole nother show on this. This is why I don't want to really dive into it too tough. We're gonna do a whole nother show, but we're actually gonna be bringing fitness experts, fashion experts on, and to talk about this stuff. I know we are recognizing plus size models. Um, I think we really need to stay away from that because you have women that can't get into modeling and do it the regular way with women that are in shape. So you have women out there that are intentionally becoming plus size models to get in that area. That's so damaging. And we're sending the wrong message. And that's why I said what I said is like we're telling people to be okay with being unhealthy. And we're rewarding them for it.
always.
And we're not talking like we need to have people that are, like I said, that are walking across stage like the perfect body and this and that. No, it's not about that. It's about being healthy.
Because the truth is, the supermodels that they used to have that should have a six pack, you see a female with a six pack that's not flexing, she has to be anywhere from 0% body fat to 13. That is actually unhealthy.
Yeah.
You're not fertile at that percentage of body fat. You to be fertile and to be healthy, you're within 20 to 30% body fat
Yeah.
for a female. But there's females trying to get under that to have that super skinny look. So that's not healthy. And then going above is not healthy either. So both ways.
I think we need to replace plus size with healthy models. Get away from the plus size. That's my 2 cents. I can't wait for us to have the conversation because this really, now I think about it, it really is this conversation is really needed. And you brought out something that really had me thinking is like the extent of the health issues that we create, with pushing this agenda that you need to be ripped up and slim to be a model. That's not, people can't even relate to that. I need to have somebody walk across the stage that looks like me. Yeah. Like I don't want to buy nothing with somebody that's ripped up and all of that. That's not indicative of what I'm gonna look like in that.
But look though, it's like for a male perspective, some women they want the muscular. That keeps other men who are not muscular from keep getting them. And then you have some men who want a petite one. And
But
then
that's not selling clothes. That's selling sex.
But the thing is,
We got to change that dynamic. We got to change that dynamic. We got to change narrative. If I'm going to buy something and you are trying to display it, show me somebody that could possibly look like me. Exactly. I want to see what it. I already don't like trying stuff on. Put somebody on there that look like me. Don't give me a 6'2", 2% body fat. That I'm already gonna and be like, I can't wear that. He can wear that. I can't wear that. But we understand that sex sells in today's society, so that's the narrative that we push, and that has to change.
Healthy, sexy.
Exactly.
Healthy mentally, physically, spiritually.
Yep. Agree. Floyd, you got anything to add before we out of here?
Hey,
Out here,
let's do it. Let's get on out of here.
guys. I hope it hasn't been an inconvenience that we didn't go live, but it's so important for us to increase our platforms that we actually use to promote the podcast, which is YouTube, and we also have Spotify, but we are mainly focusing right now on YouTube. So we're trying to get our subscribers up. I hope it wasn't a convenience. Better not be a convenience. Click on the link and subscribe. Sorry. I was matching y'all energy. Sorry. But we appreciate you guys tuning in. For all of you guys that were able to tune in. Like I said, we're narrowing this down. Becoming a fine-tuned, well-oiled machine. We appreciate you guys tuning in, and how we end all shows. Love, peace, and soul.